Start the clock.
This is Valley View News.
CSUN men's basketball team makes it to the big dance for the second time in school history. A bike shop in Agora Hills hits the brakes after several years in business and over 60 years of lawn bowling in Santa Monica. Those stories and more on Valley View News.
Hello and welcome to Valley View News. I'm Tiffany Lane.
And I'm Robin Reese.
We have lots of economic news, but first, the Matador basketball team has accomplished an enormous feat. Here's Spencer Lazara with the story.
The Cal State Northridge men's basketball team earned the automatic bid into the NCAA tournament with a thrilling overtime win over the University of Pacific last weekend. To the Anaheim Convention Center we go. The Matadors jumped to an early lead as the basketball gods seemed to be behind them. Watch this amazing bounce on Mark Hill's three-point try. Hill wasn't done. He takes the steal and starts the fast break. He'd missed the first layup, but converted his second chance, giving CSUN a whopping 21-3 advantage early on. The Tigers of Pacific would claw back into the game, though. Point guard Michael Kirby hits the three and draws the foul. He'd convert the rare four-point play. The Matadors look to their defense to fuel their transition game. Hill takes it coast to coast for the old-fashioned three-point play, sending the Matador faithful wild. Down the stretch, Rodrigue Mells stepped up repeatedly. Here he takes the screen and steps back for the tough jumper. Then in the final seconds, a controversial foul is called, sending Kirby to the line. Under tremendous pressure, he'd convert the free throws, tying the game and forcing overtime. But Rodrigue Mells came clutch once again, hitting this three with minutes left to seal the victory for the Matadors. Mells finished with 23 points and was named tournament MVP. Head coach Bobby Braswell emotionally praised his team following the game.
Even tonight was a test of their perseverance and their strength. Praise God, man. Praise God, praise God. That's all I can say.
It's been an up-and-down season full of off-the-court issues for Braswell and his team. The long-tenured coach accompanied his son last Monday to court, where he'd pled not guilty to theft charges in a case involving 3 Matador players. If that wasn't enough, the team lost their starting point guard Josh Jenkins, who was the passenger in a fatal car crash where the driver was killed. The team's perseverance and character was tested throughout the season, but that made their achievement an even sweeter. I'll be back with more on the basketball team and the rest of sports later in the newscast. Back to you, Robin.
More than 36 million Americans struggle with hunger, and with the unemployment record at a record high, an increasing number of people are finding themselves asking for help. Cynthia Martinez has the story.
These men are unloading hundreds of pounds of food. It's part of the job of the staff and volunteers at Valley Food Bank that feeds the thousands of people in need of the San Fernando Valley. Valley Food Bank Director William Hernandez says the profile of those in need has changed dramatically.
So now we are serving a good population of seniors. We're serving working families that are struggling, that can't make ends meet. We're serving people that traditionally would never seek assistance whatsoever.
From this 10,000 square foot facility, 3 to 6 tons of food are distributed each week. The food is unloaded, weighed, sorted, and inspected before it is distributed to 16 pantries and 3 rescue missions throughout the San Fernando Valley. Mend, or Meet Each Need with Dignity, is one of those recipients. This crowded waiting area holds hundreds of people. Many of these people came alone, a representative of a family waiting at home in need. They sit here and wait for their number to be called to receive a 3-day emergency supply box full of food. For Arlene Harden, unemployment has brought her to Mend for the first time.
I don't have a job right now, and my family's in need of food.
Food assistance programs are seeing a rise in the number of people who fall short of having an adequate supply of food. People like Joseph Rodriguez, who says that although he is not homeless, he is somewhere in between.
I live with my daughter, and it's kind of rough.
What keeps programs like the Valley Food Bank and Mend going are the volunteers. Why do you do it?
I enjoy giving something back to the people. I just enjoy seeing the kids' faces light up when they come in.
Last year alone, Mend helped over 400,000 people, and this year, that number is expected to grow. Helping the hungry could be as easy as registering your local grocery store club card. For more information on how you can help, please visit www.valleyfoodbank.org or www.mendpoverty.org. In Northridge, Cynthia Martinez, Valley View News.
President Obama has kicked off a grassroots movement to push Congress to pass his nearly $4 trillion budget. For the first time, the Obama administration will make use of an email list with more than 13 million names compiled during his campaign. Emails have been sent out by administration supporters asking those on the list to contact their representatives, talk to their neighbors, and go door to door asking for support of the budget.
The Obama administration has announced that the largest banks receiving bailout money must report monthly on how much they are lending to small businesses. Smaller banks are asked to report quarterly. The administration has also announced it is buying $15 billion in SBA loans in an effort to unlock the frozen credit market.
Due to the weakening economy, a well-known bike and repair shop in Agora Hills is being forced to shut down. Valley View's Ronnie Joseph has the story.
After 26 years, this local bike shop is going out of business, and all items must go. Tim Iverson has been working at Agora Cycles for over 3 years.
This is all I've known to do. I really have nowhere else to really go right now, and it's hard because no one's hiring, and if they are, you get 1 day a week.
Agora Cycles carries everything from helmets, water bottles, clothing, parts, and tools. It also used to be a repair shop. But as the economy is taking a turn for the worse, owner Joel Richmond is left with no other choice.
In October, the stock market crashed, and then everything just died from October on. Out here, we did a little better, but we definitely saw our sales flat for the full year.
For the Agora Hills store, the economy is only part of the issue for closing. Their vendor is cutting them off. Richmond's other location, Boulevard Cycles in Sherman Oaks, has already shut its doors. Some local residents are rushing in last minute to buy parts at a reduced price, while others stop in to say their goodbyes.
That's too bad. But it's a great store. I mean, the help here is incredible. I mean, really incredible. Sold me because I could have gone to another store and have it done, but I like this guy. Tim's a great guy.
This is a dream job for me, so I mean, it really sucks.
Along with Iverson, owner Joel Richmond says he will have to lay off 18 employees. Richmond also says in the past 5 years, the store has gone from a $200,000 mom-and-pop shop to a $2 million store. He says it's going to be hard to separate from his business, but believes everything happens for a reason, and this too shall pass. With both of his stores closing, owner Joel Richmond is expecting to go into bankruptcy. In Agora Hills, I'm Ronnie Joseph for Valley View News.
Small vendors at the farmers market in Pacific Palisades also continue to struggle. Laura Stace has the story.
Despite America's current economic woes, one man at the Pacific Palisades Farmers Market kept his spirits high. However, for market vendors, it was a different story. They had come from far and wide to sell their homemade, homegrown, and organic wares. But most will be heading home with little in their pockets. Hassam Gamlau has been a vendor at the Pacific Palisades Market for 6 years.
People tend to spend a little bit more money on cheaper products. I would say about 12 to 15% drop in sales.
Jonathan Shiloka makes his own essential oils from herbs and flowers that are grown on his 22-acre farm in Riverside.
You make 600 before and you only make 100 or 200 now, it's terrible.
While vendors say their income is decreasing, loyal patrons like Jill Babukin say the high-quality products will keep the customers coming back.
They have beautiful fruits and vegetables, wonderful flowers. They have huge strawberries, red strawberries.
Cities like Beverly Hills, Malibu, and Pacific Palisades are normally the last to feel a downturn in the economy. But as the situation gets worse, some of Los Angeles' most affluent residents are starting to tighten their belts. While vendors were ready for business, the weekly Pacific Palisades Farmers Market is becoming a place to catch up on gossip or reflect on the poor economy. In Pacific Palisades, I'm Laura Stace for Valley View News.